Hello and welcome back to another episode of Critical Reactions with your host Bryan. We're going to wrap up today's exploration of new music listening to a music video that is a couple weeks old. However, the album it comes off of dropped today. We are going to be looking at a band called Silverburn. This album is Self-Induced Transcendental Annihilation. It is a solo project by James Isaac. Self-describes the music as spirit metal, quantum thrash, metaphysical post-sludge core. I don't know what most of that means. But I do know I heard a couple of snippets from this in the new release thread over on Discord, and I wanted to check it out some more, and I figured what better way than a full reaction. So, let's dive into the track Formless Atomization of Omniscient Particulate by Silverburn. Ton of rapid fire switches. I think it's impressive too when you look at the drum work and you realize that the drummer is also the guitarist and the vocalist. Really finding that groove in there. Yeah, at least in that section the bass was doing what the guitar was doing. And the guitar's already got a lot of meatiness to its low ends. The bass is there for all fuzz, it sounds like. Yeah, that bass tone is gnarly now that I know what I'm listening for. Double timing the same riff, that's fun. Yeah, hear that bass. It has so much fuzz on it compared to the guitar. Really interesting division there between them. Yeah, so that ended up being less my cup of tea than I was expecting. Uh, it's possible that he leans more into other style. I don't know, something clicked with me when I listened to the snippets. Because the thing is, on the new music thread, a lot of people post Spotify links for the album. And if you don't have your Spotify account linked with Discord, you can listen to 30 seconds of each track. And so I utilize this as a way to kind of get a gist for an album to see if I want to check it out later. And whatever I heard in those two or three 30-second groupings, um, I was like, yeah, I could get into this. This song, not so much, but it might just be that this is one of their whatever tracks. I don't know if it's a heaviness. I don't know. This might just be one of the tracks that bounces off of me a little bit more. And that's pretty normal for an album, right? There's the tracks that you love, there's the tracks that are okay, and there's usually one track on an album you're like, yeah, I don't mind skipping that sometimes. I rarely find that I hate a track on an album that I like, but there's always one or two that I don't mind skipping, especially on like my 100th listen. But this still has a lot of really cool things going on in it that I want to discuss. And my one criticism I think that I have for it, I wish that the ending idea, the back and forth on the guitar and bass, where the guitar plays a little riff and holds out the last note, and then the bass plays over that note with its own riff, and then it holds out its last note, and then the guitar plays over that. This back and forth trading off of foundation and lead, I want more of that. It was done so well there, and I think it works phenomenally as an outro here, but it also works really great as an idea upon itself that could uh, fit within any other section of the song. And I really hope to hear more of that going forward because, as we'll move into this next section here, discussing what is going on, the bass plays what the guitar plays throughout a majority of this track, and while that does create a massive unified wall of sound here as far as the melodic elements go, that's it's a singularity in idea. That's not a bad thing, of course. I think the song sounds fine as it is, um, and in fact, that uniformity, both melodic instruments playing the same thing an octave apart, and even doing the texture layering of that, where the guitar cuts through a little bit more, and the bass is this massive, wide, fuzzy distortion underneath everything, sort of has this nice pyramid element where the lowest notes are very wide and the highest notes are more pointed, and it allows it to both encapsulate the full sound sphere of the track and make the song sound as large as he wants it to be, while also allowing the guitar to cut through and have that really nice razor edge sound that fits really well for metal. What what James let me make sure. Yeah, what James did here with the guitar work is not wrong by any means. There's a lot of really great stuff that comes out of this decision. Y'all know me though, I'm just a huge fan of dual lines rather than singular ones, and he showcased it, so I want more of it now. Don't tell me you can do something and then never bring it up again. Um, wow, that sounded a bit like a threat. That was not a threat, James, if you're watching this. I just really appreciate dual lines, and I think you have the capacity for it, and I think you could write some really cool things, and I look forward to checking out the rest of the album and seeing if we explore that anymore. I'm not going to judge an entire album on one song, that's dumb. Aside from our guitar and bass, though, we also have the drums, which I think are done really well here. It's impressive to me that the drums are done as well as they are, because at least in my mind, maybe it's because I can play many instruments and the drums elude me. I got guitar, I got piano, I got trumpet. I've got a lot of different types of instruments, and a full drum kit is just, it's a lot. you got four limbs going on, and you got to make sure things stay interesting. I can keep a simple beat, but there are some really complex ideas in here that utilized shifting rhythmic ideas, especially with a focus on the snares and accent point, that I thought was done really well for someone who can also sing and play the guitar and bass. With that said, I do think the drums are the most technical aspect of the track, and it makes me wonder if James is a drummer first and picked up the guitar and bass and vocals second. That would be my guess, but I could be wrong there. Anyways, I do love the drumming in here. Finds really nice grooves at times, sticks with them when they're necessary, but finds a way to create a semi-melodic drumming style that fits into this rather heavy, sludgy sound. Sludge metal isn't really a style that I tend to think of with fancy drumming in it, and finding a way to work that in a way that feels natural for the sound and amplifies the overall quality of the song overall, I think is it's a difficult task that James made look real easy, and I appreciate that. The vocals are solid, if singular. Once again, much like the guitars, they do what they do very well. They stick within their range, they stick within their sound. I'm not sure if that is a limitation of vocal range or just the style. It really doesn't matter. A lot of bands playing this type of sound do the same thing. I got kind of like a Pantera vibe at times, I think is the right band. I don't know. I get some of the classic bands mixed up sometimes, but I think Pantera is the right one. And they like to use one singular sound as well. Lots of bands use one singular harsh. I'd like to see some extrapolation on that, but again, that's me asking for something that the music might not be wanting to do and what the artist doesn't want to explore. Um, but yeah, overall, I think this is a solid track. It does everything that it should do in this genre very well and even expands upon it in ways that I appreciate, and in ways that I think elevate it past its contemporaries in some areas. And that's certainly the way you want to go, I think, for anything iterative, is to do well within the sound that you're making and also refine it and adjust it and expand it just the slightest in order to push it in a specific direction to make it yours. And I think James absolutely did that here. Is there anything else I want to add to this? Oh yeah, it's kind of a staple of this type of sound, this sludge metal. But all of the shifting time signatures and, well, no, they were all 4/4. All the shifting tempos, very interesting. In the first minute, I think we had three different tempos, and I'm not a real big fan of immediate shifts, but I think they kind of work here for some reason. I don't know if I have the vocabulary to express why this specific track works for me better with those harsh transitions than other songs I've heard in the past, but I don't know, there's something going on here. It could be production, it could be the distance of tempos, it could be how the groove changes. I don't know. Whatever you're doing, James, you're doing it right. um, I did look up lyrics for this and I can't find them anywhere. I don't know if it's a combination of the band being brand new or the song still being new or what. But Sonic Hits, Genius, Metal Archives, and the description of YouTube. That's usually my four go-to places, and there's no lyrics anywhere, so I can't dig into that. So I'm just going to end the video here. I thought it was a fantastic exploration of this sound, pushing it just ever so slightly in a new direction, and I look forward to checking out more from him. Those are my thoughts on Silverburn's Formless Atomization of Omniscient Particulate. I guess I do have one more thought. These titles, bro, what? Even the album, Formless Atomization. Oh no, that's the album is Self-Induced Transcendental Annihilation. Just like, what is going on with this? Ah, wild stuff. Those are my thoughts on this track from Silverburn. But let me know yours down in the comment section. Give me your thoughts, your opinions, your perspectives. Let me know if you enjoyed it, all that jazz. Up above that in the description box, you'll find a link to Linktree takes you to this menu right here. You can find my music, ways to support the channel, a link to the Discord server, and so much more. Above that, if you could, like, subscribe, and ring the bell. I greatly appreciate all three of those. Alright, that wraps it up for today. I'll be back tomorrow. We're going to check out an entire album. Sunday we'll have our live stream, and Monday we'll be back. I'm in control again. We're going to be looking at stuff I'm interested in, some stuff from the comments, some stuff from my emails. Yeah, it's going to be a good week, I think, as usual. Until next time, remember to be critical but not cynical of the music you listen to, and have a fantastic morning, afternoon, or evening, whenever you choose to watch my videos.